gonna give y'all some time to come on in here because I know I had to push it back. Y'all, I really had to push it back. I'm not just a little late hoe all the time, even though I be late. I had to push it back because, well, I'm gonna tell everybody when they get in here. Um, I just finished the episode and I have so many thoughts. Just like so many thoughts. Y'all have been commenting like crazy on the last couple of videos that I posted between sisters and all American. Some of y'all are so excited. Hey, Men's Talk Show about me actually breaking down all American again. And then, of course, the little Spolivia haters. I know y'all love her, but I'm calling y'all Spolivia haters. Um, Came to try to show their asses and got blocked. My channel, but it's been jumping this week. Like jumping, jumping. It's so dope to see. Come on in, y'all. Hey, y'all. Hey. Oh, I probably shit. Where's my iPad? I should probably start a live for y'all to be able to call in as well since this is the finale, baby. I don't know what the hell that's for. Um, Let me start to get that set up while everybody comes on in. Hello, hello, hello. Drop y'all's thoughts on the finale episode as well as season 2. Tell me how y'all feeling about Bel Air season 2 now that it has come to a close. Drop all of your thoughts. Anything you need up your chest in the chat while we wait for more people to join. Notifications are sent out. I'm actually really excited to have this conversation. The most excited I have been to talk about Bel Air this entire season. All right. Okay, 1 second, y'all. Gonna get started. I liked it, but I wanted Lisa and Will to get together. They did get together, didn't they? Didn't they? Maybe I just got overly excited. You gotta watch the finale, because as far as I'm concerned, they did get together. They, this season finale. I'm not gonna say this season because this season was a freaking chore for me. The first 3 episodes I was not here for. I was completely turned off. I haven't broken down each episode each week because they started the season off terribly and I said I wasn't going to watch the show. And then I had to coach myself to actually come back and start watching the show. And I did. I was just doing it basically in silence. and wasn't, again, putting breakdowns up every single week, but I was watching. And as the season went on, it got better. This episode, episode 10, was definitely the best episode of the season. And this episode, in my opinion, they should have started the season with this episode. And we're going to break it down on this live of like why I feel that way. But if they would have started this season with episode 10, we'd have been out of here. It'd have been out of here. They wasted so much time. They wrapped up storylines in really funky, weird ways. Like, why in the hell didn't we see Reed? It was only murmuring and talking. They gave more time to storylines that we didn't even give a damn about. Like, everything that we wanted from season 2 was in episode 10. And I was like, y'all had it the whole entire time and y'all just saved it to the end? Don't save me to the end. Give me what I want now. I would give episode 10 of Bel-Air season 2 like a 9.5. That episode was phenomenal. It is literally what I expect from Bel-Air after the amazing season 1 that they gave us. So now they have no excuses. No excuses. When season 3 rolls around, because yes, I will be watching, I am excited again. And I don't know how I got here. Like, I was not excited about this season. After episode 1, after after seeing the season trailer, I was like completely turned off from the show. And now I'm at the end like, give me more. I don't appreciate it. Honestly, people behind Bel-Air, I don't appreciate it. But, you know, I kind of do. So, if you are new here, my name is Erica Vane. I'm your good sis you love to talk TV with. In this video, we are talking about Bel-Air season 2, episode 10, but then also all of season 2. Like, you can join, share your thoughts. If you're catching this on replay, feel free to drop a comment about what you thought about the episode, because I will be going back and checking the comments after this live has concluded. Shout out to everybody who's joining me. I am also on IG. If you would like to come up and speak your piece about this episode, you can feel free to do so by going over to IG and sending me a request to join my live. We'll patch you in and have a conversation. But in the meantime, in between time, y'all just want to get to hear what the hell I think about it. Shout out to Vay. Shout out to Shashi World. Shout out to Von Trell. I think, Desi Acosta over on IG. Hey, Nia Love. She's on YouTube. Hey, Erin. Welcome in. It was an excellent episode. And they pulled it out their ass because I was like, if y'all had this in the back the whole time, why was y'all giving me chopped liver? Why was you giving me chitterlings? Because I don't eat chitterlings. Why? Why was you giving me that? You had prime rib. You had branzino. Like, you had whole tomahawks in the back. And you giving me chitlins? You giving me liver? I ain't appreciate it. Hey, Lawrence, welcome in. True, I think Carlton is probably going to have to go to rehab. I like he told on himself. Hey, Kimberly Felder, welcome in, boo. When I tell you, if y'all ever wonder how to shut Erica up, right? I'm getting a lot of backlash, which is to be expected at this point. Like, this is just a part of my damn job. I posted an All-American episode 17 breakdown, and all the Olivia trolls came out the woodwork like, you're wrong, you just hate her, oh my god, you're a big meaning, Erica, you just got negative things to say, whatever. If you want to shut me up, have the character that you're going so hard for, that you love so much, hold themselves accountable. When I tell you, Carlton don't have to worry about me. He don't have to worry about me. I literally was watching it like, okay, damn, do I got to cook some food and take it up there? Because, Carlton, what you need? That's all I needed. He stood up in front of everybody, admitted to being a drug addict, checked himself mentally because he put his hands on his little ass sister. And I'm like, yes, this is exactly what you needed to realize exactly how far you was tripping. And then you stood up 10 toes down, told everybody, and then held your head up high and walked your ass on out of there. I said, I don't have nothing else to say about Carlton. He won't hear boo from me. What do you need? That's all he gonna hear from me. And for every last other one of you, if I'm reading your favorite character, if I'm gathering them every week or every other week, or I'm throwing out a rant on a live, won't you call him up and said, Erica said, hold yourself accountable and she'll get off your neck and out from under your bed and in your nightmares. Carlton is free and clear if you ask me. This might as well go ahead and be a Carlton Banks Stan account because it's the strength for me. And I was ready up until the point where Carlton got up there and told them people the damn truth. I said, I'm going to get on this live and I'm going to call Carlton every single weak bastard I could think of. Like, I was thinking of all of the adjectives that were associated with weak that I could possibly come up with. And then he did that and I said, damn, this boy is one of the strongest black men we see on television. And it was that one action. The one moment of standing in accountability, being brave enough to be vulnerable enough to be honest. Let the chips fall where they may. And by golly, Miss Smiley, the shit was also sexy. I ain't even gonna hold you. Y'all, this episode was it. It's that girl. I really needed them to start the season off this way because at this point, y'all got me all hyped for nothing. Now we going back into writing. We about to go into a writer strike, so the season's probably going to be pushed back even more. Then we got to go into production. We ain't getting a Bel Air until 2024, maybe 2025, and I'm just like, but I need it now. I'm giving Carlton over here. I'm in the locker like, when the next episode of Bel Air? Lawrence says, it was a 10 for me. They set up a lot of storylines for next season. Storylines that we actually can care about. Like, I'm excited because they did this episode so right, but I still got this little thing in the back of my head like y'all had this in you the whole time and you played with me. I don't appreciate that. Welcome in if you're just joining. Kimberly Felder says, I love the episode. Love that he confessed. That takes so much courage. It was so powerful. They were all up and through your comments. It's all up and through. we ain't even going. We gonna let Bel Air shine. We're gonna let Bel Air shine. But we gonna talk about these lovely people who won't let me damn live. Call up your fave. Call up your fave and tell them be accountable. And then they won't hear boo from me. I promise you that. Nia Love says, I love that he did that. I just hate how Uncle Phil reacted. He was so trash this episode from start to finish. Uncle Phil is gonna Uncle Phil. And all he did this episode is remind me that I never should have given him a chance. That I should have stayed on his damn neck. That I should have stopped. I should not have stopped being in his damn nightmares and under his bed. Because he ain't never gonna be and I'm ready for Aunt Viv to leave his ass if you ask me. I'm tired. And I'm ready for all you men. I'm ready for you men because last season taught me because y'all was on my motherfucking neck. But I don't care because I'm standing on what I said. Philip Banks is trash. He had a couple redeeming moments this season. I felt like it was so selfless of him to do what he did at the end when it came to the law firm and his partners and all of that. I'm like, cool, maybe I can get with this. I like this. And then he gonna cheat on Viv. Because he's weak. And Carlton does the bravest, most strong, amazing thing a little black boy can do. And you think it's wise? You think it's the thing to do? You think it's responsible to yell at him because you are so bruised in your ego about your failure to him that you now have to exact out all that anger and revenge on him by way of your verbal abuse? Boy, go to hell and take this ass whooping with you. Like, Uncle Phil needs his ass beat. Period. I don't know any other way. Violence is not the answer, Erica, but also sometimes it is. I said what I said. All of you misogynists that are just warming up your chops and chomping at the bit to come and read me down for what I say about Uncle Phil, check yourself. Again, call up your fave and tell them to be accountable for their trashy ass behavior and they won't have to hear boo from me. But until then, y'all gonna hear everything from me. Like, Uncle Phil disappointed me so bad. And honestly, all I can do is really blame myself because I allowed myself to believe that he could be better. Even though I had decided last season that he was never gonna be And then I got into this season. I'm like, Erica, don't just, write people off and like give them a chance, yada, yada, yada. No, absolutely not. Trash. Trash for the way that he reacted with Carlton. Trash for repeating the same issues that he has been having with Vivian because he never learned the first time. He just played like he learned the first time. And then trash for entertaining this ugly ass, raggedy ass woman. Thank God she has a K in her name because Erica's with the C don't roll like that. Erica's with the C have coof. At least sometimes. Like I have coof some of the times. Throw Uncle Phil away. Period. Throw him away. Lawrence, you request me. Okay, give me 1 second. Let me read these comments and I'm gonna hop over to IG. Hey, to me, season 2 on hold gave absolutely nothing. Micah, but episode 10 is it. Episode 10 is that girl. I ain't even gonna hold you. The season might have been a little wonky. They had a couple episodes. Episode 5, I think, was probably the second best. That's where the tides really started to shift for me. Honestly, every episode that Jackie in just got like -5 for me because I really don't like that character. Like I don't like her. I don't empathize with her. I really, really resent her. And if you are, which I know none of the little Olivia Spolivia fans, trolls, are consuming all of my content to get a good understanding of how I think and how I work. For them to say I actually hate Olivia, I realize that I don't hate Olivia. I'm just disappointed in her, and I speak the truth about her. The way that I speak about Olivia is actually because I still care, and I don't even want to give a fuck about her, but I do. I don't give a fuck about Jackie. I don't like Jackie at all. I actually think I hate Jackie as a character. And honestly, she is a big part of why I did not actually buy into this season the way that I hoped that I would. In addition to, like, again, I'm giving us storylines that we never asked for, dropping storylines or mishandling storylines that we do actually care about, and it just being a little bit wonky. The finale, it gave. Men's Talk Show says, you definitely tell Uncle Phil was fed up with Carlton and his wife. Well, he fed up. Move on. Go ahead. You fed up? You fed up? You fed up with being fed by a woman that supports you thick and thin, with kids that love you and are doing the best that they damn can? Then go and see how full you get eating that scrawny ass plate that Erica's offering. That's the problem. You got 80% at home and you over here looking at that 20%. That 20% gonna give real starvation like. It's gonna give real lackluster. It's gonna give real like I wanna go back home if you go ahead and dine on it. But go ahead and don't realize that the stove is hot if you want to. Nia Love says, I feel like the first half of the season was used to set up story mostly. Definitely didn't need to take as long as it did, but I still enjoyed the season overall. Okay. Micah said, Bel Air played in my face when Jazz opened the door to that FedEx worker. They did. They played in all our faces then. Kimberly says, Philip about to get caught up with the other chick. I forgot her name. Her name is Erica, unfortunately. And I really hate when they do me like that. Like, I'm going to need these networks to give me a call before they decide to name a character Erica, because I need to be able to sign off on any Ericas running amok. I don't sign off on this Erica with the K. I actually got hands for her. Because, you know what? I'm not even going to do it. I don't care that much. Men's Talk Show says, I love that Ashley wasn't dumb to be young and understand that Carlton was lying to her. He got caught. Yes. And she was the perfect person to catch him, to make him really feel it. I love that. Absolutely love that. Welcome in if you're just joining. We're talking about Bel Air season 2, episode 10, the finale, which recently today premiered on Peacock. Kimberly Felder says, I'm disappointed Hillary left for Paris with her ex. They really pulled the okie doke. I didn't think that she was going to do it. But also, y'all, we're going to have to talk about Hillary, Jazz, and the whole LaMarcus thing, because in my opinion, Jazz didn't make a real strong argument. I was sitting there watching it, and shout out to the members because I recorded myself watching, so I'm going to try to get that live reactions up after this live. But, and you'll be able to see exactly how I responded in watching it. I was looking like, this is how you trying to sell somebody, Jazz? If you don't, boy, love hurts. That's all you got? Cause I'm good. I'ma just decide to not let it hurt. Nigga, what are you talking about? Hey Lawrence, give me 1 second. Let me get you set up over here so I can patch you into the IG. I mean to the YouTube. I just like it. It seemed romantic and great in theory, right? Like Jazz showing up was like, okay, perfect. He gonna go get his girl. He gonna win her back. But then when they talking, he wasn't saying anything that was giving me worthwhile. So I was also like, Hillary, the plane finna leave, girl. Like all he got is love hurts, and I can't like I know that you can't promise you're not gonna hurt her again, but nigga, what can you promise? Like what? Like you're not giving me anything to go off of. What are we talking about? Um, I have Lawrence about to join me. If you guys want to speak your piece and chit chat with your good sis, you can come over to IG and request your girl, so that we can chop it up. Let me get you on camera. Okay. Oh, I gotta adjust my. To speak your piece and chit chat with your good sis, you can come over to IG and request your girl, so that we can chop it up. Let me get you on camera. Okay. Oh, I'm gonna adjust my. All right. Hi, Lawrence. How are you?
What's up, Erica? How you doing?
I'm good. I'm feeling really good.
Wow, so love hurts, huh? That's all we could do?
Listen, that's your brethren. You tell me what the hell was he really trying? Was he trying to say more? Because he needed to use more words.
He wanted to say more, but I just think the intimidation factor of LaMarcus, because LaMarcus seemed like he got it all. You know what I'm saying? And maybe Jazz just felt defeated, you know? And that kiss,
Yeah,
that
no, like I'm gonna need you to use more words, Lawrence.
I
Because
think,
I'm trying with you, Negro.
hey, I think he was hoping that kiss is gonna do something, but it didn't do nothing
Do you
because,
think they should have did something? Like, talk to me like for real, because you one of the ones who gonna really, you gonna kick it to me real. Do you feel like he did enough in that moment?
no, no,
Okay.
no, no. I mean, when we think about it, look at the family. The family really wants her to be with LaMarcus. They kind of look at Jazz as a downgrade. They see him as nothing more than a cab driver, and like I guess for that family and for Hillary, they want her to be with someone of a certain status, right? And to them, Jazz is below that. But it goes back to classism and stuff like that.
But see, all right, like let me interject really quick. Don't lose your point, because this is my life is so interesting. If y'all don't follow me on social, you should. But my homegirl, I have to plug, shameless plug, Shaniqua Shandai, sorry, had a cover release party, and the guy who plays LaMarcus, Justin, was there. So I turned out with him pretty much all Monday night, and then we got to talking about Bel Air.
Yeah.
And he
Yeah.
made so many great points in that, like, we're literally just seeing the beginning. It's so funny, and I don't even know if I'm supposed to be saying this, but I'm gonna say it. So y'all don't go run tell it, okay?
We
This is between
here.
us.
We got you.
But
We got you.
we were talking. He was like, he thought that he was coming on to be like the Trevor character. They haven't figured out yet if LaMarcus is going to be kind of like what Trevor, they haven't introduced the Trevor from the original. LaMarcus could potentially operate that space. He's still gonna be around, clearly, from what we saw from the finale. But then also, they haven't really gotten into the meat and potatoes of Jazz and Hillary relationship and how the family feels about it. They have only alluded to it.
Mm-hmm.
Viv has gone out of her way to say she's not going to say anything. And Philip has gone out of his way not to say anything, but to be excited for LaMarcus. So we haven't, and Justin, again, shout out to you, Justin. Hopefully you ain't mad at me for saying this. But he pointed out, like, we haven't even seen the full setup of what that looks like. Jazz hasn't even started to be thrown out the house yet. Like, none of that has actually happened. So even with the looming idea of like, oh, this boy is below your class level, nothing has been said outright yet. And for me, I struggle. Like, I love Jazz, and I love Jazz and Hillary together. But if you can get this intimidated just by the idea, just by your thoughts, then I was never going to, like, we were never going to make it if my family did have a problem, if my friends did have a problem, because nobody has said anything to you.
I think,
and that for me is a thing.
I think Hillary and Jazz, they have to cut out the outside noise, right? Like, if they're going to make it.
They haven't even had no real noise. That's what I'm saying.
Well,
his thoughts has gotten the best of him. He has been invited in by way of being her partner to all of these moments that are normal for her.
Yeah.
She has been normal in those moments, and he has allowed himself to convince himself that he don't belong, and that this is a better fit, and that this guy looks better, and that they gotta be saying this. But when you really look at it, and y'all, I think we're gonna go back and do a whole little rewatch, because now that I know how the season ended, I'm like, okay, I can get through episodes 1. Like, I think I'm gonna go back and see how it hit different. He did that to himself. Nobody else did that. Yeah.
He's self-sabotaging himself. You know, I think he's intimidated. I think he's intimidated by the bank's family wealth. You know what I'm saying? And he can't compare to what that family brings. And like I said,
but
I feel like
already like that. I'm sorry. Hold your thought, because I really gotta say that, because I get it. Like, I don't want it to seem like I'm not empathizing with Jazz, because I understand what the optics look like, and I get like the feeling of like imposter syndrome and all of that. But like, you literally give what they don't have. So it's just mind-boggling to me that you can look at yourself and be like, oh, I cannot compare and measure up. But you're so much more in an area that they can't even fathom. That is valuable, which is why she was attracted to you to begin with. So it's also like, not too much, sir. Not too much on your damn soul.
Yeah.
Because before you actually started allowing your mind to play tricks on you, you stood 10 toes down in who the hell you are. You own your own business. You have your own personality. Like, when I tell y'all, Erica's out here in these streets in real time looking for a corny dude who knows who the hell he is, and I'll go from there. There is literally stock and weight in that.
Yeah.
And Jazz knew who the hell he was, and is moving through life with a plan. You already heads and shoulders ahead of every nigga with millions of dollars who don't know who he is, who best friend can get him to do crack tomorrow, and now I'm with this. Like, yeah, it's not too much. All right, go ahead, Lawrence. I'm sorry.
No. I mean, everything you are saying is right. You know, I just don't know how he's going to win her back next season. I don't know.
Okay, well, let's go back.
I look at it 2 ways: it's money versus heart. So which one is she going to choose at the end of the day?
And see,
money versus heart. Jazz is the heart. LaMarcus is the money.
And see, women, ladies in the chat.
Ladies, talk to me. I'm looking at the comments.
Please tell me if I'm wrong. This was never even a choice that needed to be made until he pressed this issue. So I'm also like, if she do have to make this choice, it's because you're forcing her to. But I want to go back. And ladies, let me know what y'all think about what I just said in the chat. You said that he did not do enough in that moment. What would Lawrence have done? Or what would Lawrence have, if you don't want to tell me what Lawrence would have done, tell me what Lawrence would have advised his homie Jazz to say or do differently.
Wow. I mean, he did get a billboard. Oof, that billboard.
Y'all may stress me out, but I'm gonna be quiet because y'all stress me out so bad.
Erica, I don't even know myself. Like, man, I guess you just gotta give it some time. You know
I'm
what I'm
saying
saying?
in the moment when he went for his girl and he didn't want anything to be left unsaid, and then all he had left to say was "love
Well,
hurts." What else would you have done in that
well,
moment?
when he saw her, when he said, "I love you," I mean, I never told another woman that except for my mom. I thought that right there was automatically going to bring them back together. But when they did that story, those lines about, well, does love have to hurt? Are you going to hurt me again? He was like, I don't know. I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know what I would do in that situation.
You just know he didn't do enough.
I mean, what? I mean, she about to go on a trip.
What do y'all think he should have did? Let us know in the chat, because I got thoughts. I'm not even gonna hold you. I was watching. I was like, okay, he's gonna go get his girl back. And the more he talked, the more I was like, he is talking himself out of there. We got to play the catch.
I feel bad for our short king Jazz. I don't know what we're gonna do for him next season. Maybe they'll do something where he end up getting a girl, kind of like how Will had a girl this season, and maybe they'll get jealous and
Finally found the light, Jesus. Came back going home.
yeah, that's
That
the
made
only
me
thing I
look
think
good.
of. They're about to give Jazz a girl next season. She gonna be a baddie. She gotta be badder than Hillary.
That is not how y'all do this, Lawrence. No, like I cannot with y'all. Men are so stressful to me. Why do y'all think like this? Like the fact that you brought up the billboard, I'm like, yes, the billboard, but like there's so many intangible things that not Carlton, that Jazz brought to the table, and it's like, can you just be consistent with that and stop playing this goofy ass Olympics that you're trying to play with some Negro I'm not even checking for? Like y'all are stressing us
But,
out.
but can I ask you this question right quick? Are you ready for the Uncle Phil cheating storyline next season?
I wanted to throw Uncle Phil away last season, so he's in the gutter for me.
You know what's going to happen? All the pride that Uncle Phil has been dealing with is all going to come crashing down next season. You're going to see a guy who kind of looked at himself as a kingmaker, and I think next season is all going to come down. We saw it already with Carlton. Like, I'm not going to lie, the scene when him and Carlton embrace each other,
I was like, that's all that boy
yeah,
needed. You want to be hooting and hollering with your bald head ass. All you had to do was hug your son. It's
it
simple. This shit is really simple.
it touched me. You know what I'm saying? It definitely touched me. Like, that's what Carlton needed, you know? And Carlton, I think he's going through a comparison himself between him and Will all the time. Like really, if we being honest, like Will is the son that he wished he could have, you know?
Mm.
I mean, I'm gonna say Philip wishes that Will could be the son that he never had,
Mm-hmm.
you know? So yeah, we about to see it all come crashing down. Uncle Phil, because they're building up his cheating arc next season.
And
It's on the
every
way.
last one, I'm going back through every last video I posted
Uh-huh.
last season.
Uh-huh.
And when I tell you every man in those comment sections coming to me about Reed, I am on y'all's head the moment y'all's leader cheats with this lady. Okay?
Yeah, they
Because y'all
flipped
was
the
on Erica's neck about some green eyes and the vibes and appreciation. Meanwhile, this woman is planting her lips. I don't want to hear boo. All you men, I'm coming for you. So prepare yourself. Okay?
yeah.
Prepare.
It's gonna
Y'all,
be
like, there was so many men on my head last season. On my head about Reed. Meanwhile, Philip is running amok. I'm done.
I feel bad. I feel bad for Aunt Viv because that's her line sister, and her line sister still can't be trusted. You know what I'm saying? Like,
We knew that.
she's still after Uncle Phil after all these years. Like, it's crazy.
Misery loves company.
Yeah, yeah. So you say you didn't like Jackie though?
I hate Jackie.
See, I think
I
Jackie.
don't. I like literally hate very few characters and people in real life. So I don't like the emotion of hate, but I actually feel like I hate Jackie.
I think they brought Jackie in to give Will a sense of um, peace outside of the Bel Air
She
bubble, right?
wasn't
Cause
it.
yeah, cause you know where she's
She's an
from.
imposter. I said this from the very beginning. The way that they introduced Jackie, and I'm not about to get into the whole politics and semantics of like how they cast whatever, whatever. I get it. They changed the whole damn Banks family to be some chocolate people, and I love that for us. But for Jackie to have been Tyra Banks, a black girl, and to have the disposition of like this, you know, down home, little bit cocky, got to carry her own. It hits different when you're a black girl because you're taught not to do that. You're taught less than, you're taught less confidence. But then for you to put that same demeanor, and you don't change the character at all, and you put that in a Latina presenting woman, because yes, she's biracial, she's black and Latina, but to me, she looks Latina. And to have her come in with this disposition of she all that and she this, and like, it just to me perpetuates the stereotype that we get taught. And I don't know how many of y'all have gone to see the film 1001 by A.B. Rockwell. I have been raving about it since Sundance. It premiered on March 31st. If you haven't seen it already, please go and see it. It's actually on demand. But they did a beautiful job in that film showing little black boys in New York talking about, no, I don't like that black girl. I need me a Spanish girl. Like that's what we grow up with. That's what we see. So when they have Jackie come in as this Latina with all this attitude and all this sass, she has a shady ass, not necessarily past, but she's coming from a shady position in reference to being allied with Doc. It's clear that y'all have an ulterior motive, and he is just head over heels as if Lisa is chopped liver. It really did something to me. It really triggered me, and like, y'all literally are perpetuating the narrative that the Latina is better, and she not. She never was given. Like, and they did not actually improve the entire time. That's why every single time I saw Jackie, it chapped my ass. And the worst part was that damn performance at Vivian's art show.
Yeah.
Why in the hell do y'all got 4 black women up here tap dancing their lives away, busting it down on this damn stage, and you have Jackie come out doing all this? And now it's, oh, she killing it. The bitch is not doing a damn thing. She was placed on this pedestal that most non-black women in black spaces get placed on as if they're better, and she's not better. Like, I really have a problem with it. And she literally just proved that she's not better. And even towards this episode, I hated her in this episode, but she got exactly what she deserved, because you thought, ho, you thought we were starting over. You thought you was it. You thought you had Will wrapped around your little ass finger. Meanwhile, the little black girl with some substance took back what was hers. I'm sorry. I had to get that off my chest because I really... I have felt a way about Jackie from the jump.
No, I see what you're saying. You know, the pedal worshiping aspect of it. But that was a deeper layer that I didn't really think about until you said. Like, I thought that, you know, they brought her in because, you know, Lisa is a part of the Bel Air bubble, right? And sometimes I feel like he's in the bubble, but at the same time he wants to have freedom from the bubble, right? I thought Jackie was a part of that right there. But the part that you're talking about,
archetype is supposed to be, and I think she would have went over better with me if they would have had her come in as like a down home girl who didn't present stuck up, who was a little bit more humble, and I get it, she has her own things, but I also don't give a damn about her character, so I don't care about why the fuck you drunk and acting a fool and what you trying to forget. Like, I literally don't like you, ho. So everything that you do, I'm already over it. I think that she was supposed to be his refuge in reference to the story of him outside of Beverly Hills. Yeah. But all of that was trash. Like, y'all did not build an oasis for him. Doc was never going to be an oasis. He had shady dealings. He had shady motives. We saw that from the jump. If anything, Jazz is his outside the Beverly Hills bubble safe space. And I did not like them lauding Jackie as if she was supposed to be that, because she is supposed to be that. Honestly, maybe that's also part of it. I feel like they robbed Will of Jackie that is supposed to be his safe space in the show, and they gave him that.
So let me ask you this right here. What in the world are they going to do with Carlton's sister storyline, because I feel like they got her listed as like the woke slash gay princess of the show, right? And we saw her, that other white girl, they kind of was looking at each other like,
Yeah, that's gonna be a little girlfriend.
That's
Ashley,
one thing.
I don't know. Like, I really like Ashley. I really don't appreciate what they did with Tatiana Ali this season. We needed way more Tatiana Ali, but whatever.
Yeah.
That was another thing I'm on their head about. Like, I have so many specific critiques, and I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna talk about it because I had so many thoughts that I just was not sharing.
Yeah.
Ashley, for me, they're still working. Like, we saw a lot more of her this season than we did last season. However, she is still just sprinkling.
Mm-hmm.
They haven't really given her enough meat and potatoes for us to care in a way that's not just, oh, that's our little sister. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not fully invested in her storyline. I think it's great in reference to visibility for this young girl to have this queer story and like to be able to know what that looks like for other young people who might be going through discovering that at a similar age. I think that's going to be great. For me, I'm just kind of like, okay, that's cool to see, but I'm not fully invested yet.
So
the strongest thing for me from Ashley this season was her tie to Tatiana Ali's character and the activism there, and then her decision to be like, no, Carlton, and stand up, and then to show that dynamic and really help launch Carlton on his real redemption arc. Like, I think that those are the two most important things that Ashley did this whole season.
So basically, they gave Ashley a JJ storyline.
Yeah, but she had more substance to begin with, so it actually worked smoother.
Okay.
Like JJ, they were stumbling out the blocks with it. Like, I'm in it now, but it's like y'all trying to make fetch happen, and I don't give a fuck about it. And then you have Olivia being the one to try to come drink what the fuck you want to drink. Like, if Olivia comes to tell JJ not to drink, I would be the one at the party like, hey JJ, have another. Mind your business.
Were you satisfied with Jeffrey and his son storyline? Were you cool with that?
No. No, I wanted more. I wanted more. I wasn't satisfied with it. I definitely wanted more, and I'm looking forward to it in season 3.
Yeah. There's something else I was about to say.
Oh wait, okay. While you think about that, I'm gonna read some comments because Lord, I'm seeing y'all saying some things in the chat. It's about to make my heart palpitate. Kimberly, we're not speaking that into existence. Jackie better not be pregnant.
Oh wow. Oh wow.
And I was just about to say something. I was like, these are not my people in real life, because Erica is a little wretched ass Baltimore girl. Oh, what I was about to say about Jackie. I'm so glad I caught that.
Oh, okay. I remember now. I remember my question. I just want to know, and I'm gonna get off after this right here. I want for somebody else to maybe try and get on live, but
no, nobody right now. Nobody waiting. If y'all want to join, request me.
So is Doc? Do we view Doc now as a hero or villain?
I don't. But that's for me at my house.
Okay.
I'm sorry. What's your question? I'll be interrupting you because I'll be so excited.
No, that was it. I just want to know, do we view Doc as a hero or a villain now? I just want your thoughts on it.
In my eyes, and I was looking at the end like, he coming to the damn founders dinner, and I'm gonna go talk to the fam. We don't like you. Get your ass out of here. Got me stressed. About to have these boys' whole futures dismantled. We don't go to hell real quick.
I think that those first 3 episodes next year, when we get it, it's gonna be all about, maybe probably the first 2. It's gonna be about Phil confessing about what old girl did when she kissed him, and Jeffrey tried to warn him. You don't think he will?
I don't think he's going to confess. Philip is too arrogant.
Eric, I'm gonna tell you something right quick, right? A lot of guys, a lot of men, we have something called the Grave Digger Association.
What does that mean?
That means that kiss that happened, we say he's not going to tell, right? Well, we'll take that to our grave by basically saying, oh yeah, but we're not going to, what up, Kofi? But basically saying, yeah, we're not going to admit to that. We're not going to share that with our wife. That's just going to be something that we just keep to ourselves. You know what I'm saying? So we call that the Grave Digger Association. And that's what.
Why do you think he's gonna confess?
His conscience is going to eat him alive. And I know sometimes we think that Phil doesn't have one, but I think this is going to happen. I mean, Jeffrey tried to warn him. Jeffrey's so wise. We all need a Jeffrey in our life.
Jeffrey's going to be busy. Jeffrey is not even going to be able to track down the Erica Trollope kiss because he got to go save his son. I mean, yeah, save his son Taker style.
Yeah.
Or Take It style. Like,
right.
So Jeffrey's not going to be able to be there to be wise for goofy ass Philip. So, and I have no faith in him. I don't hate Philip as a character because I definitely hate Jackie. Like, I'm very clear about where I stand on that. But I don't like him, and I want to fight him. And I don't believe that he's going to confess. Like, I feel like Vivian is going to have to figure it out.
You think?
And I hate that.
You think Vivian?
But I respect the fact that you are a black man, and you believe that men of whatever the hell Philip's caliber is will eventually succumb to their guilt and grief.
I mean, I'm hoping he's gonna do it, but you never know with Phil. Kofi, what up, man?
Hey, what's up, people?
Hey, Kofi.
Hey, I'll piggyback on what Lawrence said. I'm just gonna have enthusiasm that this man ain't gonna fall for the okie dokie. Man, please, Phil, don't make us brothers look bad, bro. Please, man, don't do us black men like this, man. Just y'all, you better cut her off, bro. You like, you better just.
If Uncle Phil got one fan, it's Kofi because everybody else is his fan.
Yeah, man. Like you just because I knew the signs were there. You're too smart of an individual not to know that old girl was putting on game, bro. Like,
too smart, Philip.
Yeah, come on. But overall, I thought this season was pretty good. It just seemed like Will, out of everybody, Will came out. I mean, he had his struggles, but he came out unscathed, so to speak. Everything kind of worked in his favor. I mean, no. I mean, like.
I thought, because I want to insert for your consideration. Sitting on the edge of that damn bed, calling his mama with the what is wrong with me. I said, okay, Jabari.
Yeah, man. It's like, I'm not saying unscathed, but it seemed like everything like worked out for him in the long run, at the end. You know what I mean? Most things, right?
And I felt love that. Like, this is why I'm saying that this is the episode that I feel like they should have started the damn season with. And this is what I fell in love with about Bel-Air, is because he had so many wins this episode, but he still has this deep gaping hole underneath. And he's presenting this other thing and like grabbing the joy where he can and learning where he can and like going back to Lisa because he, realizes that that's where he's supposed to be and making peaceful crossing. But at his core, there's something that's still so broken, and like watching him navigate life, but then still have that. I was like, this is what we want.
Yeah. No, it's good. No, you're right, and I'm happy for him. I mean, you got your woman back, so at least one of my brothers got his woman back, Jazz. Man, I know you put it out there, but I mean, it's
okay. I'm gonna ask you something. I asked Lawrence. Do you feel like he did enough when he showed up at that damn content house?
He put his heart. He put his heart out there.
Before you jump in, was it enough?
I felt like it was enough. If the man just said, "I love you," okay.
Yeah.
I think that.
Yeah.
We don't be saying like he put his heart out there.
Yeah.
Okay? He told you that he told her he loved her.
Bar is in hell, and the dating pool has piss and shit in it. That's
whatever, man. Fine. Yo, fine. Y'all always want us to see. This is why you guys feel like, okay, fine. Why should I put myself out there and say what it is if this is gonna be the response? But it's cool anyway. But yeah, I mean, because to me, I was always looking at Hillary at the side eye from at least last episode. Like, she went to go see him go to his opening, right? And she has this disgusted look on her face because Jazz is out there vibing and just enjoying his party. But the dude was actively looking for you. Like, he don't be.
One of them saw that.
Yeah, I know.
She didn't see what he was looking for, and he didn't see what she was looking for. So you can't be one-sided there, Kofi, and be like, why the hell you didn't? But you, and he did the same thing. He was feeling the way. He was in his feelings.
It was just, it just, I don't know, man. Like, for me, look, Jazz, you tried, bro. I mean, you did it. I mean,
no, okay,
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm not saying.
Your thoughts, Kofi, I want you to hold it because I want you to get it off, but I want to give you some context that might help you reshape it. Okay. Because I hear you. Like, I hear, well, why would I want to say how I feel if that's going to be the response? I get that. Yeah. And I get that men struggle with rejection.
Yeah.
Now, and I'm getting really serious about it because I want you to understand that I'm serious when I say I get it. Okay. And women struggle every day with rejection, with oppression, with with being sexualized, with being abused. Like, we do so much every day. And when I say the bars in hell, it's mind-boggling to me, but I hear you and I appreciate you for saying it. So, like, if both of y'all that I'm talking to now, Lawrence and Kofi, and then every other man who might watch this or hear this, I want you to understand the importance of you saying what you have to say, and also being okay if that is not enough, because then there's the bridge of what you need to learn for it to be more. And I'm saying it's not enough because we as women have to do so much more. And for you guys to settle at a place of like, when I told her I love her, that should be enough. That only speaks to your feelings. It only speaks to your ego and your position. It doesn't fully take into account where that woman is in that moment. And part of it is, does he understand what my issues are? Does he understand what my feelings are? Does he understand what position I have? And more often than not, and not all women, but a lot of women have to take that into consideration when we're in relationship with y'all. We can't just come to you and tell you, well, I love you. Because if you don't receive the way that we are showing our love, then it doesn't matter. So we are actively, or at least I know, I'm going to speak for myself. I've been in a relationship with broken men, with traumatized men, who I had one ex tell me that it was too easy with me because he was used to drama and he was used to stress. He was used to struggle, and he felt so uncomfortable, kind of like the rug was going to be pulled from up under him at any point. And that was part of our thing. And part of my thing naturally became, and wanting to be in relationship with him, was to, what else can I do? Tell you I love you, cook for you, do all of these things. And if women can take it upon themselves to figure out other ways to try to make sure that you get the message that we're trying to send, and I think that men can do the same. And then we will wind up finding ourselves or meeting ourselves at a much closer place to the middle. But right now, too many men are okaying themselves to say, well, I told her I loved her, that should be enough. It's like, no, what else? Because you might not want to make the effort, or you might be scared to make the effort, but there's so much more learning, not only about her, but about you, in you doing more and asking yourself, well, why isn't this enough? Or what else I could do, if that makes sense.
So would you would have been cool with Jazz, like, going to the airport and saying, hey, I can't let you do this right here, like in front of LaMarcus and Hillary?
No, okay.
See, that to me,
is that too much? Is that too much?
That's not okay. Kofi, wait, give me a second, then add your thoughts. My problem with that, and it's not a problem to do that, but my problem is with that thought process and what I imagine y'all's thought process is. So you can correct me at any point, but that feels more like for your ego in reference to compete with this man. My whole point, like, if you go to the airport after you already came to the content house and all you had to say was love hurts, but you're going to come to the airport in front of this man and say, this is my girl, whatever the hell, you're doing that for him and you're doing that for you. You're not doing that for me. What you would be doing for me is in that moment when I tell you exactly how hurt I was by these decisions, you say, even if you do say love hurts, and she follows it up with, well, can you promise me that it won't hurt. No, I can't, but I can promise you that I'll try. I can promise you that I will not let our differences financially get in the way anymore. If you tell me this right now that you want to be with me and you don't care about how much money I make, I will take it on the chin and I will do whatever work I have to for this not to be a problem for you anymore. Whatever our problems are moving forward, they will not be this one. That to me is that would be doing enough in that moment. That would be doing more and doing enough. And that's where I feel like us as men and women, we just think differently. And that's why I'm so excited when I'm in community with y'all and I'm able to have these conversations, because I feel like it's only through these type of conversations that we can fully understand each other. But like, I want men to really stop competing with other men for women, because for most of us, not all of us, there are some women that's going to put y'all through it. There are some women that's running y'all pockets. I get it. But the solid ones, the Ericas, there has never been a man that I have dated, regardless of the Michael Ealy's or the Michael B. Jordans or whoever I look at, there has never been a man that I have been in a relationship with, been in a situationship, but not even like it's real. Like, even in situationship, there's never been a man that I have been in whatever with that had to worry about another man from me. And I have had men worry about other men. Like the guy I told y'all about, he stressed himself about one of my best friends. And I didn't get rid of him because he was my best friend. But in the moment that I'm locked in with him, regardless of all that we're going through, regardless of you sitting across from me and telling me it's too easy with you, and I'm busting my fucking ass to try to figure out, well, how do I fix that? He would, on my end, never had to worry about me looking at him. But he was so concerned. And y'all spend so much effort competing with men, worrying about this, and the girl is who you're supposed to be focusing on. Your relationship with me, your communication with me, what are we doing? And I feel like more often than not, or at least from what I hear, what I have experienced, and then also what I have heard, we are focused on y'all, and y'all are focused on the other nigga.
Kofi, your response?
That's fair, man. I can't fault. Man, she made some really solid points.
Yeah.
Honestly, I feel bad though, because I didn't want to see that. Because I felt like, I thought that maybe they did the okie doke, because I really thought that she was going to take that another chance with him. But I guess that's life. So I don't even know where Jazz goes from here. I guess,
I'm telling y'all, they're going to bring in a girl for Jazz next season. I see it already. And
that would be the corniest cop-out ever.
I hate that it's going down like that. I don't know.
What needs to happen is, if Jazz wants her, then he needs to fight for her. And fight for her don't look like going up to Lamarcus like, I'm coming to you as a... No. What fighting for her looks like is him starting to do the internal work that he needs to do. Him actually even befriending the banks. Like, doing the damn work. I want to ask y'all a personal question, and you can choose to opt out of it. Have you ever... What is the... I don't like how I'm about to phrase this, but I can't come up with any other words. What is the wildest thing that a woman has ever done in partnership or relationship with y'all to, like, what, to show you she's in it or to, like, not lose you?
I can't answer because I've never been in, like, a really serious relationship, so that one I can't. So I gotta tap out of this one. So
run that by me one more time.
What's the wildest thing a woman has ever done to keep you or not lose you or to just show you she's in it?
Wow. I mean, like when she's like super duper, and I hate to sound cliche when I say this, but when she's just super honest and open with you, you know what I'm saying?
Wild.
Like, some women be, not all, but some be scheming out here. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Okay. When I say wild, I mean like, all right, girl, like that's doing too damn much.
Probably being around the family too much. Like if I'm not there and you just show up there, I'm like, what you doing here? Like that's pretty wild to me.
I asked that because, like, what's resonating in my head is like Kofi saying, you know, we told you how we feel, and this is why we don't want to do it. Like that should be, but you didn't say that should be enough. But you basically were alluding to that should be enough. It's like when I think of some of the wild shit I have done to like show niggas that I'm in it, and you mean to tell me all you got to say is that you love me? That's the bare minimum. You should love me. I have done some wild stuff. I have run up on girls, and I ain't, you know what, I'm not proud of it, but I'm gonna stand in my fucking truth. Like, I have just done stuff. Like, I have done goofy ass shit. And like, all right, this is like a tamer one, right? So I was dating this state trooper. Damn, I shouldn't have said that. People know exactly what the fuck I'm talking about. And don't trip, nigga, because I don't want you back, and I'm not thinking about you, be clear. I just know I was dumb in this moment, and I'm gonna share it so we can all learn. I was dating this, and I know that he still watched this stuff. I am messy as fuck. Anyway, I was dating this state trooper, and he was super into like sniper rifles and like guns and stuff or whatever. And he went off to this like camp that was like 2 or 3 hours away to go to like sniper school. We are not committed in this moment, in that time. We're having fun and we're getting to know each other. My goofy ass takes it upon myself to look up the school, hotel that he's at. I go and I buy all of this shit and I make this basket. And yes, y'all can comment in the comment section. I'm fine with that. I make this basket full of like gun magazines and like all his favorite snacks and like a bunch of shit. And I take it and I drive 2.5, 3 hours there to surprise him and like support him during this week. And I think I'm gonna end up staying like a day or two with him. He didn't ask me to fucking do that. And he also did not deserve it. Like the place that we were in, and it was just like that was some dumb ass shit.
To me, that's
I just want to give y'all the context of like that's why well I love you is not enough for me.
To me, that's a wifey material thing that you just did right there. Like that lets me know that you are all in 100%. You know what I'm saying? No, to me, I just feel like you definitely all in. You committed. Like that to me, I view that as a future wife. Like that's somebody that is serious about what we have right here. For you to do all that right there, that's big time in my eyes.
But we were not committed. We were not at that place.
Oh, so okay. Okay, I didn't hear. Okay, my bad. I didn't know y'all wasn't committed. My bad.
Like we were dating, getting to know each other. And I have learned, oh, he likes this and he likes this. And like I listen in conversation and like, oh, I'm gonna do this thing. But I gave y'all that example because that's the type of stuff women, myself, and my home, like we were all advising each other, like, yeah, girl, that's cute. Like I'm on the phone with my homies, like, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do this, and everybody hyping me up to do this dumb shit. And I'm giving y'all that as context of like, y'all have to push yourselves to like say the truth, but we say it and we're trying to show you. So that's why I'm saying I don't want it to come across like I'm just dismissing men's feelings, but I'm like, that is to me. And not to say that y'all have to do that, because again, it was when I look back on it, it's like that was poor time. He didn't appreciate it. He didn't deserve it. I don't regret it because I learned from it. But like that to me just gives y'all context of like what Erica means when she says, when Jazz is like, yeah, I love you. That was not enough because Hillary had already. I'm sorry, y'all. IG hates me. IG really hates me because it really just cut off. And I don't even know if they're going to come back in here. Kofi and Lawrence, please come back in here so we can finish. I know I'm dragging this on, but I have one last point I wanted to make. IG just literally cut off. I don't know why it did that. I think it has like a limit now of like 1 hour, I guess. I'm so sorry. Kofi, I just accepted you. Lawrence, request again, pretty please. Maybe it had something to do with The damn state trooper is scoping on me, got fucking reported me because I'm clowning his ass. I gotta do a Erica Vane after dark and like we gotta exchange dating stories because y'all would not believe some of the goofy shit I have done. Lawrence, request me again, pretty please. Um, Let me refresh that. Fucking reported me because I'm clowning his ass. I gotta do a Erica Vane after dark and like we gotta exchange dating stories because y'all would not believe some of the goofy shit I have done. Lauren, okay. I feel like Hillary had did everything that she needed to do to not only make room for Jazz in her life. Hold on. But also she in her own way went out of her way to do basically like what I did in reference to the basket. Like she studied Muslim and Islam and like had that whole moment of like just trying to fit in and wanting to be liked by his family and all that. And when y'all go back to it, like there is no moment where Jazz has done something like that for her. So again, for me, the I love you is not enough because she has already done certain things to affirm you, to reassure you, to like let you know that she's in it, and you self-sabotage, you got in your own head, kick some ugly flavor my way, got me thinking that now I'm self-absorbed when that's not what I was really given, even though I get how the optics could look that way, and then all you got to say at the end is love hurts, I love you. Well, then I don't want that. This is it. I don't want that. Like, I will want a little bit more self-awareness. I will want, like, true remorse and, like, what's the plan? Even if you can't promise that you're not going to hurt me, what's the plan to not hurt me anymore?
Yeah, I forgot about her doing all that to impress his parents, and you're right. You are right. You're right.
Fair. I would only say maybe in terms of support, I felt like, well, at least in the beginning stages, like, he was, encouraging her to like with at least with the content house saying, hey, you gotta set the tone about how you want to run your business. But he did come up a little bit short, and honestly, he, like you said, he did get in his own way. But I guess it's just a lesson learned.
If he
I don't know how
chooses to learn it.
If that'll be interesting to see. If I know how most dudes will, they'll probably. I mean, they'll either, if you into her, then you'll put in the work. If not, then you'll just chalk it up. I don't know what he's gonna do.
I could tell you what he's about to do. He about to put on that Usher. You don't have to call. That's what he's about to do. You don't have to call.
I can't. But also, man, this is another teachable moment.
Or
women want you to talk because not just because we like talking, but we want you to talk because in this you can articulate what you actually learned. I think that's the T. With him not saying enough and in this way doing enough, she has nothing to go off of if he's actually learned his lesson behind the whole like thinking that he's not good enough for her. Like he even led with that. So like I literally was like, look, you're not selling me. You're not giving me any reason to jump back in on this thing with you because you're basically like, this is what happened, but that's how it goes. And it's like, no, nigga, it don't have to go this way.
So basically, we have to wait a whole year until this comes back.
It might be more because the writer's strike is might about to happen. So
either he could do that, or he could be on his J. Cole Miguel. All I want is you, and play and do the work, and then be playing that. Like he could try and do his try his single life, but like those lyrics go like. Well, I don't know how exactly the J. Cole rap goes, but he's like, it's a cold world, and like, everywhere I see you, and it's just not going to work. So maybe that's probably what's going to happen in season 3. I don't know, but I do know this.
They better not give him a new girl. That would be the nail in the coffin, because whether she's bad or whatever she is, she's never going to be Hillary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or but he's still going to be around the house, especially because Will and him are still partners. So like he going to be
Will,
there.
I mean, he wasn't really going to lose that, but the way he was being all rude to Chad, I was like, Willard, Will this season, like, it's like, yo, I really have been rooting for you, but you get on my nerves very often.
I just want Will to grow up. I just want Will to grow up. When I say grow up, I'm talking about grow up from a mental standpoint. You know, I feel like he's childish in a lot of ways, and I hate to say this, but I think Uncle Phil in reality just wants Will and Carlton both to just man up a little bit more in life. And again, Uncle Phil hasn't been the greatest, I'm just saying, but I just feel like he wants them to step up to the plate a little bit more. Like him going at Jazz
how they
like
do
that. You say how?
You know how they do that? Because I know how they do that. Do you know how they do that?
But let me guess. By Uncle Phil being a better example.
Oh gosh. Okay.
He's too busy trying to yell at them and tell them. You need to show them.
You gotta show them, Kofi. You gotta show them.
You need to show them vulnerability. You need to show them what honesty looks like. You need to show them what I don't know looks like, and it's okay. You need to show them that I am scared, and it's okay. Okay. Hey, Mary, welcome in. We're talking about Bel Air season 2, specifically the finale, but anything in season 2.
Kofi, you got a lot on your mind, I can tell, brother.
Oh, nah. I mean, well, I like this season. What else did I want to discuss about this?
Well, before he goes there, think about it, Kofi. Think about what you want to say. I got a question about, since we talking couples, how y'all feel about Walisa?
Oh, I'm happy about it. Oh, yeah, I'm glad they're back, man.
I like it.
Kofi, I don't know. I feel like I should give a little bit of Smokey away, because you were the only one, as our resident optimist, that was here for Jackie. You were. I feel like you could not come back to the Walisa bandwagon because you were disloyal.
I at the core, I knew what the main thing was on, but I just wanted to see. Like, I'm the type of guy who wants to see like the other side, and then if I'm not feeling it as the story goes, then we go back to the default. And frankly, based on how Doc was moving, and then some of the interactions that Will and Jackie had as the Doc situation got more and more explosive, like, yo, bro, this ain't it. So that was where my.
You know what Kofi told me?
What did it tell you?
I don't understand, Erica, why you just can't give Jackie a chance.
Oh my God.
We got to keep in mind, Jackie was a toy. Jackie was a pawn in all of this right here.
Good sis E reads people very well. So when she tells you from the jump, we don't with her. And y'all got to go with it, because you got to trust that E be knowing.
Because Doc even told her, he said, hey, don't tell too much now. But, you know what I'm saying? But she knew that she could captivate, like most men, that she could captivate Will with her body. And she was hoping that her body would allow him not to ask questions about Doc and the program and all that stuff right there. And it worked for a little bit until Will finally got over the hump. He finally got over that lustful eye, that little black and Latina.
The man Achilles heel.
Yeah, so he finally got over it. He's like, listen, I got to know the truth. Like, what's up with Doc? You know?
And honestly, this is going to be a very big truth moment, y'all. I didn't like Jackie from the jump. I told you the reason why. And I still felt like, well, dang, you can't validate this reason. So I am so glad that she turned out to be raggedy, because then it just gave me all the ammunition I needed to continue to not like her.
But do we think Jackie's going to be back next season?
Probably. Getting on my damn nerves.
Man. And Jackie gonna be
I don't
show
think
up.
that she's gonna let Will go that easy.
No, she's not gonna let him go easy because she's gonna tell him that she's 4 months right now.
Kobe, not too much. Not too much, Kobe, because you chuckling it up a little bit too hard. I really hope.
Oh, that's what this be. Yeah, sure. Let's put that in there. Oh, that would make things real spicy. Nah, I don't want that.
I don't want
I
that
would be
either.
so mad. I would be so mad.
Yeah.
That already triggers me so much. That would trigger me as well. Like, and I'm not going to go into depth here because we are definitely on the internet. But like,
Yeah.
I have gone through pop-up pregnancies and had like, but regardless of who it was, had conversations about, well, what we finna do.
Mm.
And they're not the best. That would trigger me so hard. That would really trigger me. Like if she popped up pregnant, that would really trigger me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, let's not bring that energy into this space.
Yes!
So
Lisa, it's back in full effect, and I'm so glad that this wayward ass black man has made his way back to the queen that he should have sat his ass beside and stayed beside the whole time, realized the error in his ways, and did they have Lisa looking like a goddess, or did they have Lisa looking like a goddess on episode?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. Yeah.
The way that I peeped it when they were at the Founders Day ball, when they was looking at each other, I was like, "Oh, Will finna get his woman back." I was like, "Yep." And I'm glad.
So this is a great thing. This is a great example. Will did enough in that library, and Jazz didn't do enough. He should talk to Will about how I'm gonna go about getting Hillary back. Will laid it all on the line, and even when she said no, he's like, "Yeah, that ain't gonna work for me because."
Yeah, he did. Cause she was like, well, I thought we said yada yada yada. He's like, screw that. It's me and you, face to face, behind encyclopedias.
What if we're wrong?
Yeah.
That's all I needed to hear. You know she was wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's all I needed to hear.
And I felt like Drew got off a little bit easy. I felt like he should have gotten some more smoke. I mean, he wants to say, he wants to tell it like it is, but the way he was moving this season, I was like, dude, you's a snake, bro. Like, you's a real snake. I know you was trying to get at Lisa, fine, but the way you was moving and how you leaked the video to disparage Carlton, and then thinking, oh, you was that dude when Will find out, but that, oh, she ain't gonna believe you. Like, bruh, I'm looking at you like, I wanted some consequences. I needed Drew to suffer some consequences. That's probably the one thing that maybe slightly disappointed him, because I wanted him to get exposed.
Hey, but look though.
This is a color change shirt.
Yeah.
Geechee. This is a color change shirt. I love the shirt.
Hey, but what?
I don't know if there's anything worse than having to watch Lisa press around campus and falling through Beverly Hills all summer or Bel Air all summer.
I mean, what? I'm wondering what happened to Carlton and the girl, the BSU girl. I can't think of her name right now. Like, is that going to be a no-go? Is that?
I'm off Carlton's head, but sir, you on coke?
Yeah, he got to heal. He got to heal. He got to heal first, and then he can see what's going on with the old girl.
Little white homie Connor, you can have it.
That's his other relationship with Connor. They can't let Connor go.
Oh no, that's bad energy. You're gonna have to cut that off, bro. I mean,
hey,
Connor is a bad influence. That's the old you. Like, that's the old. Like, you gotta heal, and then you just, those type of guys, you just gotta cut that energy away, bro. Like, for real.
Yeah.
It was wild to me that he literally went running back to Connor after the whole Connor saying the N-word. It's like, that's why I was like, Carlton is so damn weak. But again, that is now all void because he is strong.
Yeah, I didn't know what type of Uncle Tom stuff Carlton was on.
Yeah.
But.
Yeah. Yeah, it was bad, and I'm not. Look, there are different spectrums of blackness. We're not going to play that game. But even with that in mind, the way you was moving in season 1 and then the regression, and then you decide to hook back up with this old boy, I was like, Carlton, bro, don't. You're making it real hard. You're making it real hard to defend you out here, boy. But
it was literally no defense. You're on coke and you're coding. Yeah. There's nothing we can say.
Yeah, exactly. So it was bad. And
hey Mariama, hey Naya.
And next season, I mean, just more Jeffrey being Mr. GQ smooth and just handling business, man. Better go out and handle
Jeffrey said the conversation ain't over.
Ooh. Yeah. Oh, I love Jeffrey, bro.
Yeah, I love
Jeffrey.
Yeah, I love that.
Every brother needs a Jeffrey in their life, bro. Like, for real. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Even though Jeffrey got that male thing too, in reference to the blockage in the emotional space. I feel like he lost out on his son because he also didn't do enough. And I get that he can't fix everything in this one visit, but like when I tell y'all, embracing how you really feel, embracing your guilt, embracing the sorrow, embracing just all of the shadow stuff, right? Like the stuff that you feel shame around, and being able to articulate that specifically for like his son, that would have done wonders. He not necessarily wanted to say face because he was remorseful, but his son needed to see how much not being in his life in the way that he wanted to be impacted Jeffrey. And he didn't give him that. Like it took Philip to say that he was doing this behind the scenes, to let him know, like, yo, he was thinking of you. But like, if I'm and I'm not a man, but if I'm a little black boy who grew up without my father, probably thinking that he didn't want me, even like Will, like it would move mountains to know exactly how affected you were, if you were. Because right now I'm operating like you really weren't. Your life is fine. You living in Bel Air, you with this family, they love you, they respect you. You done cultivated relationships with their kids versus mine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But whoever.
Mariam says, why does every brother need a Jeffrey? Is he transparent enough to be a need?
Well, nope. Sometimes you just need somebody to check you.
Yeah,
you know,
track you, but also have your back when things getting tight. That's what I meant when I said like everyone needs a Jeffrey. Like that was one of the things I loved about at least the new iteration of Bel Air is the Uncle Phil Jeffrey relationship. It's not just butler or house manager and guy who's that dude. It's like they tight, they boys.
But yeah,
and I kind of like that type of dynamic. We need to see more of those type of black men being able to just vibe and just we need those more type of those on TV or just in life in general. So that was one of the things I appreciated. But on the real, Jeffrey, Phil, you should have listened to Jeffrey from the jump about Erica, but it sucks that the chick's name is Erica. That's the other thing. Oh my god. I know it must have bothered you, E, that the chick's name was Erica.
It bothers me very bad because she is not one of us. But thinking about Jeffrey, Philip, and Erica, and this honestly is weird because like Jeffrey comes across great, but he has a lot of work to do as well, and I think it gets tricky. And this is definitely a nuanced conversation in that yes, Jeffrey is Phil's boy, but is there any part of y'all that wants like, yeah, he's going to give you advice, and y'all said check him, but has he really checked Phil? Because he walks up and hands the napkin to wipe the lipstick off, but he don't chastise him for it. He don't point out exactly how fucked up that was. And ultimately, he's going to be a part of hiding it. And I get it. That's his boy, so he can't tell Viv, but then it puts him in a very tricky position because he has a lot of love for Vivian as well. I would love to see, like, more honest and accountable checking that's not just telling you just you want to hear.
I think when Erica walks up and Jeffrey's like, oh, he said something like, oh, it's a pleasant surprise. I know you was here. and he looks at Phil like I thought like I thought this was over, right? I think mentally they're communicating like, yeah,
Yeah.
you need to cut ties, but he didn't come out and say it like he should have, like you said.
But
Like,
you go as far as after that moment, you step away, you give them a moment, because you go and look over the lease, but then you peek that she kisses him, and you come over to hand a napkin so that he can wipe it off, and there's nothing said.
Right. So I got a feeling they're gonna talk about that maybe in the first episode of next season.
I feel I must have missed this part because after he watched it, he's like, "You sure you got?" I think he said something along the lines that, "You sure you got that handle? You might," because I felt like he said something along the lines that, "Yeah, you might want to just, you know."
Oh, he does. He says it's still early enough to get out of this. And
Yeah, exactly.
That's not saying
but then Phil's
you
like,
are married, nigga.
Yeah. But I feel like, yeah,
Or,
yeah, you should.
or you gotta tell Viv. He could have even said that. Whether you got it handled or not, whether you feel like you can dangle the carrot in front of Erica or not, all I needed Jeffrey to say was, you need to tell Viv. And he could have, I would have been like, yeah, you don't have to say nothing else after that. That would have been really holding him accountable.
Yeah.
I think he'll actually say something. I'm not saying Jeffrey, but the optimist in me. Now, given how I saw him say, "Sure, let's go to lunch," is he gonna try and like keep? Because I feel like he got to tell her. I feel like he has to tell Vivian. Okay, I really do. Given that they had this conversation about, she gave him the blessing to go ahead and work for her firm and to handle the Garrison account, and that, I got Vivian handled because Phil wasn't trying to do it.
After that girl told you that she only paid her line sister a visit because she knew that would help tip him over in her favor.
Oh.
He said that. I mean, she said that to him, to his face. And then that's what he responded. What you're saying, Kofi.
Yeah.
See, I know. On his fucking head.
Phil knew that he's getting ready to dance with the devil, but he's willing to do it. So if he's going to burn, like he knows what he's walking into.
All I'm saying is, Jeffrey would be a lot closer to this perfect male if he would have been like, you need to tell Vivian.
I'm still like, in the words of Kofi, I'm being optimistic that Jeffrey's going to come out and tell him that in the first episode. Like when we come back next season, I think he's going to be like, so what are you going to do about it? But if he don't, you're right, Erica. He messed up. They both messed up. I'm hoping that.
Do we honestly think he would actually cross that line, Phil?
Who?
Philip.
Yes!
Wow. All right.
When he changed the message from "I can't," because again, women are actively figuring out what we need to do about whatever the problem that has presented itself. We just found out that our damn son is a cokehead. So I'm looking at the article announcing my great feat in career, and then I'm like, but let me look up a rehab for my goddamn son who needs me more. And I'm actually going to be considering, you know what, lady? Keep your goofy ass job. I got to save my son. Meanwhile, my husband is downstairs texting a hoe that, yes, he ain't got shit else better to do but to go to lunch. He is definitely going to fuck this lady. 100%.
But we saw Phil wrestling with that texting. You didn't see him type it, and then he deleted and came back?
That was wrestling?
I call it because he was like...
It was wrestling.
I don't think so.
Was conceded to his horrible ass negative part of the male nature.
Oh,
you know what? I'm not gonna. He go. I got faith. Boy. I'm gonna pick the 8. Look, it's a bad decision, but ultimately I'm gonna say nah. He gonna be solid. He gonna know what's up, and he just got E8 for the E ain't gonna fall for it. He ain't gonna fall for it. All right, I'm saying this so that because I can't stay. I don't want this bill. I don't need Twitter. I don't need social media. I don't need the wrath of women everywhere dragging this dude. I don't need it. I don't need it. I don't need it, please.
Mariama said you let it shenan once, they gonna shenan again. And Philip is on his way to shenan.
No, Kofi, I completely understand what you're saying, because the fallout with Phil cheating on social media, like, I mean, if that episode's air, it's gonna be hell on earth for the brothers.
Yeah, man, because it's gonna devolve into these stupid gender stuff, man. I don't need this black man.
The only girls who are going to get smoke from Erica is every last one of them who thought they were pulling my card, pulling my coattails about Reed's ass. Because I personally have expected the bare bottom minimum from Philip the entire time. This is not a surprise or news to me. So honestly, my world won't be shaken once he actually consummates the cheating. I'm only getting back at the people who try to get me.
Hey, look.
So
I can
you're on
admit
record saying he finna cheat. So you're on record saying season 3 he finna fold. All right, I'll be back.
I said this too. Philip is a weak man. In multiple ways.
All right, I'm gonna hold you to it. I'll come back when season 3 premiere, or if we get a trailer, or whatever we get to.
He's gonna come out in the first episode, busting up.
I'm not saying the first
but by
episode
10, he's gonna have crossed the line.
All right.
I could see it now. They had a campfire after they got done eating. I mean, they had a fireplace after they got done eating, and after that, it's a done deal.
It's interesting. Honestly, it's kind of low-key piquing my interest, because all the men had so much to say about how Reed was moving with Vivian. And honestly, if I'm gonna hop in my I Love Women bag real quick,
but just see how
shows exactly how strong we are, because we're about to see the sex, even if they don't consummate in reference to physically. We're gonna see Erica do more, if not the very same, that Reed was doing, and Philip is going to fold like wet laundry.
But you see how the writers did that? They gave us a battle of the sexes, right? They gave us Reed from last year, her and Vivian, and now you got this other chick with Uncle Phil. So they're trying to see, like, how are both of them as a married couple, how are they going to deal with outside people trying to, get them to fall into lust,
And you know what?
It's a good dichotomy.
That's really what the writers did, if you think about it, which I think is pretty dope. But yeah,
I feel like, damn, I lost my train of thought. They are giving us this battle of the sexes. I was about to say what I would have respected Philip for. If Philip could have been on it, like, to me, Philip having this or handling this would look like honesty with his partner. Like, Vivian was straight up the entire time with Reed, which is why I'm just like, I really think back vividly to like how much hate mail and comments I got about men up in arms about the very bare minimum stuff, with Vivian not actually crossing the line. And then now we're about to see this man go through this. All Philip has to do, like, because it's not his responsibility to have a woman stop lusting over him. But all he had to do was, Erica, kiss me today. And you could want to keep this law firm, you could want to still do that, but then you go to your partner and you tell her, and y'all figure out how y'all gonna move forward.
Yeah.
So this is what I want to do. Are you comfortable with this? That's what grown man, strong man energy look like for me. But Philip is weak, so he gonna move like a little weak Negro. And I hate it for him, but I also don't expect much different. Like, it's so simple. A child could do it.
Phil said,
all you gotta do is be honest.
Phil
Why
said,
is it so hard to just be honest?
Phil said, I'm willing to risk it all for the Garrison account. That's how important the Garrison account is to me, which is not good.
What is y'all take on Vivian's perspective in reference to Philip always wanting her to run away from the things that she's passionate about when problems arise? Meanwhile, she's always championing him to push through. How you feel about that?
It was a
Yeah, I
fair
think.
criticism.
Well, go ahead.
It was a fair criticism, you know. But I can understand why he kind of feels attacked, especially when it comes with the blow up with Carlton. I'm sick and tired of people telling me, like, I don't know how he worded it, where like I'm apologizing or like saying like I'm trying to provide the best, put you guys in a good situation, but sometimes, bro, sometimes pride goes before the man, so you got to just humble yourself and like, do some self-reflection. But
Basically, Phil said, "Listen, I gave you Negroes a privileged life, right? And you're telling me that you don't want it? You know what? I'll get some bums off the street. I'll move them to the mansion. But no,
But how do you feel about that as men? Do y'all feel like he has a point?
Well, I think, to be honest, I think Phil does. I feel like Vivian's like if we're being honest, like probably like the last 10 to 15 years of her marriage, she's been fighting for Phil to back her up the way she backs him up, right? I need you to ride for me the way I ride for you. And he hasn't seen it yet. And I don't know why he's not pushing her to do her thing. Maybe it's like, well, I'm the king of the castle, and I don't want nobody at the top with me. I need you to be like one step below me, but not with me. And that's like
Yes,
that.
Mary. I was about to say that. See her
And
like what's
that right
wild
there is
to
like,
me is Philip like, oh, I ought to give y'all the best. And like you said, he's saying it's a privilege. Like, you've provided them a privileged life in a house that don't feel like a home, with a father who don't see me, don't hug me, don't actually show me love in a way that I actually understand it, who's preoccupied with whatever ambitions that he possibly has, so much so that for 3 years I can get hooked on coke and he don't even goddamn know it. My mama is there neglected, but she doing the best that she can. And then when my cousin comes from Philly with whatever problems he got going on, my father is low-key hating him, but then salivating at the bit because he represents some type of toxic masculinity that my father wishes that I would have. Like, Philip, you cannot be so foolish to think that they have no reason to complain about nothing because y'all got a couple dollars, a big ass house, and a pool. Nigga, be for real.
that's exactly what he's thinking. He's like, listen, we got all this. I give everybody an allowance. We driving Bentleys. We got a butler. Why are y'all complaining?
But you don't know how I feel about things. You don't know what I want for my life. You don't, like, there's so many things missing, and he's screaming, why ain't this enough? Because it ain't. Y'all
And that's it.
Y'all could go to Inglewood tomorrow and you actually sit down and, like, when y'all having dinner or lunch or whatever the hell y'all be having, and you actually ask Carlton, how do you feel today, son? That would mean more than his allowance for the next 10 years.
And that's the emotional part that Phil is missing. He's missing this right here, the heart. This is what he's missing right there. He thinks that the money and the wealth can cover up everything. Hey, my wife, you don't need to become an art director. You don't need that. Like, I provide everything for you. Why don't you just sit at home, bake cookies for everybody, pay the bills, go pick up groceries and call it a day and come back to the house, and I'll take care of everything else. That's really what he wants.
And honestly, while I don't necessarily jive with his character, I think that that's the brilliance of Phil in this iteration, because the original Uncle Phil was definitely a pillar and a lot more emotionally available, a lot more tapped in when it came to his family. But I think the brilliance of this particular version of Uncle Phil is that it's also speaking, as you mentioned earlier, to like the conversation that we're having right now. There are so many men, and I remember it so vividly last season when I was advocating for like Aunt Viv saying that she felt unseen and unlistened to, and they were like coming at me like, Erica, y'all are just ungrateful when you are this and you're that. Like, Philip represents the conversation right now with a modern day man who is convinced that all he has to do is come to the table with his paycheck and that should be enough. And we're telling you it's not enough. And now on this show, you can see exactly why it's not enough.
I agree.
Every single pothole that arises because you thought the only way to fill the streets was to lay down money, and that was going to be enough for you to have a smooth ride, and it ain't.
Ding, ding, ding. It's fair.
Mhm.
Erica for 3. It's good.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah,
I
it's
and I,
just
and I,
just facts.
and I think in real life, a lot of people, not just celebrities in Hollywood, just regular everyday folks, feel the same way, as Aunt Viv and Phil. Like one of them got the money or whatever, but the other person does not feel seen. And like I said, I feel like Viv hasn't been seen for a long time. We saw that with Michael Ealy. Like he actually saw her. What his character? I can't think of his character name right now. But yeah, he
Reed,
actually
Reed,
Breed. Yeah,
Reed, bro.
shout out to Mr. Green Eyes himself.
Yeah, man.
and that was just the icing.
The,
Some
the,
people was like, Erica's just shallow. She just like how he looked. No, he listens.
yeah,
You're
but
literally proving my point.
he saw her, but he was trying. He saw her, but he was trying to see something else. If you catch my drift, so let's not act like he just wasn't seeing.
I mean, what he was there for is what he was there for. However, he gave what needed to be gave in reference to Vivian without her breaking or crossing her damn veils, unlike somebody else. Because I ain't seen Vivian need a napkin yet.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So, one last thing before if we want to transition to anything else. Do y'all trust Olivia, the little white girl? Because I feel like she's the one that snitched on. Now she said that she didn't get misused for. She said she liked misuse.
She was, but I also felt like, okay, Erica, you can't say what you want to say because it's given they look alike. So I don't know if it was her or it was another girl. I had to go back and rewatch it and see.
I think she snitched, but how come they didn't talk? Well, yeah, I think she snitched. I think so. Yeah, I think so.
How do y'all see this played out between Ashley and Olivia, bro? Because it looks like they send them up to. That might be. I mean, this is gonna bring some interesting conversations about the way she is, and then I don't know, man. Because
Kofi, the woke crowd is not gonna like what they about to do next season.
Oh God, it's not even about the woke crowd. All right now,
if they put them together as a couple, and I'm not saying me, but I'm saying how the people are. You know how these people are in this world. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, but I personally don't like when people frame it like the woke crowd because I guess I would be woke as well. But I feel like it's used right now as like a derogatory term. And honestly, nobody is actually unpacking when you use woke. I'm not saying you are, but in the ether, they're using woke as a slur. And it's like, so you want me to be asleep so that you can victimize my ass. Like, do you hear your fucking self? It's stupid.
Yeah, we need to reclaim woke, guys. We got.
I feel like woke. I want y'all to be very, very clear. I have no problem with interracial relationships if the person of color within it is not going to suffer at the hands of white supremacy or oppression, whether directly or indirectly. So when I say, okay, they're going to give her this little girlfriend, cool, I'm all here for them telling this queer story. I personally don't want her first girlfriend to be a little white girl. There's way too much that comes with it. This little white girl, especially if she's her first girlfriend, we don't know if she has unpacked her privilege, if she's a little baby carrying a goddamn baby. We don't like this is a potential minefield for Ashley. And it's not as simple as, oh, we don't want an interracial relationship. There's so much that comes with dating white people when you're Black. And I personally have a problem with any interracial Black and white relationship where the white person in it is not cognizant and active in fighting white supremacy and white oppression and protecting their partner, because that is what the fuck you sign up for when you date in an interracial relationship. White people move through the world because it was conditioned and created in a way to make them as comfortable as possible and for their benefit. So when a lot of them get into a relationship, and I'm not gonna say all because I actually do know a couple who do the work. But for the most part, in general, white people move through the world with a lot more ease than people of color. So when they get in a relationship with people of color, they bring that ease as well, when in actuality, you need to be standing at attention because you have now signed on and supposedly loving this Black person and loving this Latina person and loving this Asian person to fight the battles that they can't fight with the weapons you brought in and were given at birth that we don't actually have. And most white people are not willing to do it. And I don't think little Olivia is ready to do it. And Ashley is about that life. So now we already got a conflict because Ashley is speaking up for inequality, for oppression, for dismissal, for disrespect. And little Olivia just want to be shy and cute and the little white girl who gets to traipse through life all good. And it don't work like that. So now I'm on little Olivia's head just because she's leaning into who she is because it's not her fault she was born a little white girl. But that's the stuff that you have to think about. So I personally would rather little Olivia go find little Sarah and Ashley go find little Keisha because it's a little bit too hard up front. Y'all are not even going to be able to enjoy what it means to fall in love with somebody on top of falling in love with a girl.
The saving grace is that they're still pretty young. It's pretty young. So,
that's not the saving grace. Like Ashley has already been a part of a protest at their school.
Yeah,
this little girl has already gone and snitched and got the damn Black teacher fired. We're already in the thick of it.
Yeah, true. So we're on record saying she snitched.
Racist as a school.
Yeah. So we're on record saying she snitched in the episode when they had their second or third interaction when they were together working on the robot. Like she admitted that she said like, "Oh, that wasn't me. Like I thought I didn't do it." But yeah, this could be some potential problems. But in this show,
Kofi. But just like as a writer, I'm gonna point out because I'm gonna go back and rewatch it. Y'all, we gonna do a rewatch. We gotta figure out when. If y'all wanna watch it with me, I'll be down for that.
Right.
But she said that she didn't get Miss Hughes fired. That does not mean that she don't know that her actions of saying Miss Hughes did X, Y, and Z got her fired. And I wouldn't be surprised that as they get to know each other, and maybe she says, "Well, yeah, I went and I told so and so, and I realized I couldn't trust the administration anymore because Miss Hughes got fired." Then Ashley's like, "And that's why she got fired because you like." I can see that they wrote in a way that left it a little bit like ominous for that. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
So your gut feeling, do you think it's happening, or is it going to be a nah?
Do I feel like what's happening?
Are they setting enough for them to like
be a couple,
like each other, and going to see? Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, they definitely setting it up. I don't know how, but yeah.
Yeah, because I saw them smiling at each other. I was like, oh boy. I saw it. It was like, oh. But you know what? TV. I wonder how you in this world, like, has TV done a good job in writing these interracial ethnic relationships, whether it be heterosexual or homosexual, because, I mean, y'all better have some nuances in here that if y'all finna go this route, there better be some nuances that y'all hit, and y'all better hit all the benchmarks, because I'm not gonna, but I don't want it to happen, but it's coming. It's coming. They finna be there. So,
I mean, I think that TV has gone out of its way to show us interracial couples and honestly to whitewash what it is. I personally have not seen enough, if any, because none is coming to mind right now. I have not seen the interracial couples where the white person is active. Like, I haven't seen it. Like, I've only seen the black person having to point out, why didn't you notice this? And this hurt me. And, like, the white person is completely oblivious. I would personally love to see the representation of, like, what does it look like? Show these white people what they need to know coming into it. What they need to be looking for. What they need to be thinking about.
Yeah. That was one of the things. I know this is kind of irrelevant. That was one of the things. I love Laura as a character on All American, but some of the things is like, how are you not knowing that you married a pro football player? Y'all brought two black children in this world.
And you never even took them damn babies to their damn grandfather's house in South Crenshaw.
Well, GW was wild, and so like that.
Right, but I'm saying she never walked those streets with them. Like,
yeah.
And this is the thing. Like, I personally don't date interracially because I'm not necessarily attracted to it, and I know what I want in a partner. I want a very, very strong, confident, secure Black man to protect me. I don't want the struggle that comes with fucking explaining culture, and like I want a safe fucking space. And personally, I have yet to come into contact with a white man who is going to give me that off the bat before I have to teach it to his ass, if that. So I don't put myself in those circumstances, but I could not imagine being a Black woman marrying an Italian man, an Asian man, and like having kids and completely ignoring that part of their lineage. Yeah. I could not imagine.
They're going to be Black. The world will see them as Black. The world is going to see them as Black. Whether you got to have those conversations. So
right,
that
but
was
like for me, they're going to be Black, but like also, it's my job to give my kids a full, well-rounded understanding of who they are, not just as a Black person.
This is true. I only mentioned that. I only brought up Laura because it's like she has really good intentions. I understand. Me personally, I feel like she's one of the best parents on the show. But like this is where she kind of dropped the ball.
But but she's a prime example of they don't think about it because they don't have to go through life thinking about those type of things.
But you married Billy. You had to know that this was gonna happen when y'all get together. So that's
the world conforms to support whiteness.
Yeah.
They do not have to plot, scheme, and hustle the way that we do. They don't have to think how we think in any circumstance.
But you would think that they would have had conversations about this prior to having children into this world. So
not only that, she married a little Black boy that was running as fast as he could from about the hood, so he wasn't hell bent on showing his kids their roots either. So he was like the perfect storm.
Yeah. I mean, you know, like their mom probably didn't even know how to teach Liv how to tie up her hair at night. You know, a lot of women, Black women, sleep with hair bonnets, for example, right? She probably know how to do that, if we're being honest.
And because our world is set up to support whiteness, she did not ever take it upon herself, or most of them don't take it upon themselves to try to figure out the things that their blind spots.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and I don't want that for little Ashley. I definitely don't want that for her first relationship.
Yeah. Well, I agree.
And I guess we haven't even brought up the whole victimhood that come with women, with female whiteness.
Oh.
Like,
we got.
Ooh. I just don't want Ashley to deal with it. So it's not even like I'm not against Olivia per se. I'm against like all of the multitude of things that now Ashley is going to have to deal with because of this.
And this is going to be her first real love. So like, first real, young love, but first real young. Yeah, she don't need them problems.
Now, if Olivia got a little progressive ass parents, that's like, oh, you like a little Black girl? Well, listen, this is with this and this and this and this. Then okay. All I'm saying is, if it's not an interracial relationship where the white person is coming and they're going to be active, I don't want to see it and I don't want it.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Basically, you're saying, hey, I need you to be an ally towards me and my cause.
And more than an ally, because they've also co-opted that word and it looks like the bare goddamn minimum. I want you to recognize your whiteness and my benefit. That's what I want. Well, we can't do this.
Okay, so so is there anything else that we didn't cover?
I think. Uncle Phil is trash. Viv is going to be good because they need to cut the check. Michael Ealy, I don't know what the hell you're doing over there in the Power Universe, but I can't wait for it. Season 4 is going to be great, I know. But you need to figure out some way to give them your time back. Because if Philip is going to go over here and be eating croquettes or whatever he's eating with Erica, I'm going to need you to spin a block.
Now he
how to do it.
Why you want to bring Michael Ealy, bro? You know what?
Because if
I can't knock
they want to
Michael
play
Ealy.
goofy ass games, he can win goofy ass prizes.
You know what? I can't knock Michael Ealy. Michael Ealy is a great actor. So.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I hope y'all.
What else? We talked about Ashley and Olivia. We stand Lisa. Yeah. I just love her so much, and I really need to unpack. Like, I'm going to do that tonight. I'm going to really sit and think of, like, why am I so obsessed with Lisa as a character?
I think Lisa,
because I'm really obsessed.
Lisa just brings a certain peace. Like some people just have a certain aura about them. Yeah. Man, for me, I kind of see that on her.
Although it's towards the later end of season 1, I was looking at her. The Beverly Hills privilege was coming up.
It was
regardless. I was looking at her like, baby girl, like you gotta.
She has her moments. She does have her moments. But I think what I appreciate about her is that she makes mistakes and she learns.
Yeah. But I guess
her. Willard, he chapped my ass most of the season, but he pulled it out in episode 10. So I really don't got much to say about him. I'm really looking forward to seeing his internal monologue, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how much the pain of like still like not having peace when it comes to his father and that gaping hole in his life and what's that's going to do to him. I want to say I'm excited to see it, but I don't want that to sound like I'm excited to watch this black man hurt. Like I'm excited to see it shown, so that so many other black men that I would imagine can know they're not alone and that those feelings are 100% natural and okay.
Wonder what. So I guess Hurley and Lamarck is about to be a thing in season 3.
So I talked about this at the start of the live. If y'all missed it, go back and rewatch it. The dude who plays Lamarcus, I was partying with on Monday, and we wound up talking about it. I think that it's really open in reference to where we're going to go. They left it in a way of like, she's going to experience Paris, but it's still very lighthearted, and they're not committed to one another. So we don't know. And like the dude who plays him is like, he don't know what he's supposed to actually represent in reference to Hillary's life and like where he falls in, because they are doing a great job of trying to pull elements from the original, and Trevor hasn't presented himself, so like there's still so much that can happen when it comes to Hillary and love. So I'm not mad at sis gonna go have a little bit of fun. I think that this could be the wake-up call and the lesson that Jazz needs if he actually does the work to see it and learn from it. But he might not, like most men, and he might just try to drown his sorrows and run away from his feelings and not actually allow it to affect him. And then he's just going to dig himself a deeper hole and still be missing what he really wants.
So what would be an example of that? Like what? You think he's just going to do him and just like, you know what? It is what it is. Let me just get on my music store hustle and see what's up with these chicks. And also go deep into my Muslim bag.
And leaning into like what we were talking about earlier, Lawrence, in reference to men competing with men, it could look like a very bit of things. I feel like it could look like him competing with LaMarcus low-key. And he could go get a little regular girl who his money is enough for. What does a billboard look like? Like he can't go buy this girl a billboard, but he could go take her ass to Roscoe's and put a picture up on the wall, something like that. Like I could totally see him trying to give Hillary all the things that he could give to another girl, and like him having this whole battle on his fucking own. Like I feel like that would be interesting to see, and that would be how that manifests. But there's various ways that can happen. He could pick one girl to hyper focus on and give everything that he so-called wanted to give Hillary to that wasn't enough, and he blaming her for not realizing his issue in it. Or it could look like he running through a bunch of chicks and now he don't never want to feel again, don't never want to love again. So he just gonna be smashing chicks until the damn, I don't know, world ends. It could look like so much.
Well, when we started this slot, when you started doing the Bel Air after shows, I spoke Jackie to an existence. So maybe.
So stop talking. Damn it,
but
Kofi,
it was
because I hate Jackie. I'm sorry, go ahead. You literally said Jackie is coming. I was like, we haven't seen anything. Thanks, Kofi.
Thanks. Appreciate you.
Yeah, but so I don't know if they'll do it, but
What
you
y'all going
could
to do?
pull in the OG series. Jazz got married to a girl named Jewel, so you couldn't, who was played by the character from, I forget the actress's name, but she was on a
she's hilarious.
She was on a different world. It's like her character Jewel. I mean, some chick named you can do a twist on that. So we'll see.
We see an article from Deadline or the Hollywood Reporter saying that they're bringing 5 more new characters in, like they did for this season right here. That could be what you're talking about, Kofi. As far as I think you say her name was Jewel, something like that.
Jewel.
Yeah,
it was Jewel.
But what y'all gonna do when LaMarcus asked old girl to get married? What y'all gonna do?
I don't know, because I'm also very torn. While I like Jazz and I liked Hillary and Jazz together, the little black girl who wants certain, and honestly, he don't represent this because clearly he lost her before, but like the way that he spent the block and like the narrative around how he's moving, I crave that for us. I crave that for like black women to like have men just constantly professing what they want and what they see and what they want to do for us. So I'm just so torn because I want that for her, but I'm not necessarily convinced that the body that it's coming from is the body that I want it to be coming from. But I want her to have that.
Yeah, I mean, this brother right here, this brother was applying pressure. Like, it's like, listen.
And not just financially.
Yeah.
Like, words of affirmation, acts of service. He said, I don't remember what your love language is, so I'm going to do all of them hoes. Like.
Yeah. And that's why I say I don't know how Jazz is going to come out next season. I mean,
let's say he does the work.
Like, Jazz is shooting himself in the foot and putting himself at the back of the race when he was already ahead and had lapped people. He would have came out if he would have stayed consistent and leaned heavier into who he is. But he allowed himself to get psyched out of who he is and what he brings to the table, and now he losing a race that he was ahead by a mile in.
Yeah, I feel like this right here is like an NBA series. Right now, Hillary's new dude is up 3-1 in comparison to Jazz. I don't know how in the world Jazz is going to come back 4 straight games to advance.
Braun came back from 3-1 down, so anything's possible. So
don't trip. Yeah. Don't trip.
How you gonna?
He's like,
Kofi.
Like Erica said, do the work, and it's like, I'm finna show you that I'm in it. Like, I'm not saying compete, but like, do what you got, hustle, and do what you got to do, and like, just be showing up. Even if you just keep showing up. I'm not saying be a stalker, but keep showing up for her and just like saying, like, be there for the family, and then support her in anything. If she asks you for help or anything, be that dude. Like, just do what you're doing.
Not if she asks you. She gotta ask you. You're already lost.
No. I'm not saying she gotta ask you, but like, just
the way he
do what you got to do.
Is that he think like a woman.
Yeah.
I know it's a wild statement for y'all, but the way that most of y'all will win is y'all think like a woman. Because while we talk about heavily like men don't understand women and women don't understand men, we actually be trying. We be thinking about it. That's how the shit be popping up with like the whole aesthetic of like y'all playing video games and us cooking or doing certain things. Because we be thinking like, what would he appreciate? What would matter to him? That's how men win women. You think like us and stop thinking like y'all, because we don't give a fuck about what y'all talking about. Like y'all, like
gotta tell that to Steve Hawkins.
I love that when you speak, and I appreciate it because you be so honest in y'all's perspective. But I'm just like, it's not even that. Like so much that you will point out is like you literally are battling this man, and all I'm asking you to do is see me.
Yeah. So what are we rating this season out of 10?
You don't want me to do that because while they gave me a really great season finale, I was barely not gonna watch the damn thing.
Lawrence, what you think, man?
Muted. While I want them to give their ratings and they come back up here, sorry, I really think that IG has a 1 hour limit now, which is whack. But I'm gonna read some comments while Lawrence and Kofi come back. Y'all can also drop y'all's ratings for the season in the chat. That's a very great question that Kofi asked. Micah says, "Hey E to me." Oh, I already read that. I feel like Neil Love says, I feel like the first half of the season was used to set up story. Definitely didn't need to take as long as they did, but I still enjoyed the season overall. Thank you for commenting, boo. Kimberly Felder says, Philip about to get caught up with that other chick. I forgot her name. He definitely is. I love that Ashley wasn't dumb to be young and understand that Carlton was lying to him. He got caught. Yes. Kimberly Felder says, I'm disappointed Hillary left for Paris with her ex. Really? Really? Kofi, request again because I want to get your rating and we're going to get ready to wrap up. Okay, get some rest, Lawrence. Kimberly Felder says it was hard to watch Jazz and his little speech. It was, but I knew while I was watching it, I knew that women were going to have a problem with it and men were going to be like, oh, it's great. Nia Love says love hurts, or I could take a free trip to Paris. I'll take door number 2, please. Okay. Kimberly Felder says LaMarcus is saying all the right things, saying and doing all the right things. Micah says episode 10 was good. It set up season 3 to be good as the first. Carlton going to rehab. Uncle Phil potentially cheating. Jeffrey with a target on his back, or his son with a target on his back. We don't know. Jada says death ? Just Danielle says if we're talking about Hillary, I don't blame Hillary because she has to let Jazz know he can't be on that BS. He can't flip out because of their differences and being insecure. Jazz was too late. He has to come harder than that. Sorry. Other dude putting all his cards on the table, and it's not about money. It's not. It seems like it, but it's not just about the money. Nia Love says Jazz gonna have to regroup and come back with a plan next season. Yes. Just Danielle says I actually feel Uncle Phil, if I look at it from his POV, he came out of the mud. What they have is all he's ever wanted, so he can't see why they're unhappy. But I like the entire as a whole. Okay, so even in understanding that, like, I think that it's wild to me that yes, you can come from nothing and like you have now amassed all that you ever wanted. But if that's the case, then all you ever wanted was financial stability and no emotional or mental safety and security. No real connection and attachment. You wanted to have a family so that you could have a family, but like not actually operate like a family and feel like a family and support like a family. That to me is giving a little pathetic. But I feel you, like, you're probably right. He has gotten everything that he has ever wanted. And it's wild because low key, sir, you didn't want enough either. The fact that you are settling for this and this is enough, it's wild, Philip. Okay, but I got Kofi back up. So you gonna give your rating, Kofi? He has gotten everything that he has ever wanted, and it's wild because low key, sir, you didn't want enough either. The fact that you are settling for this and this is enough, it's wild, Philip. Okay, but I got Kofi back up, so you gonna give your rating, Kofi?
I'll give it a good solid. I'll agree with Lawrence. 8.5 out of 10. Really good season.
For the whole season?
Yeah.
Okay.
I like the back half. Like when we got to 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, I was like, ooh, we
yes, 5 through 10, I would give it an 8. But baby,
I know, because I remember I was here with you with Naya when we discussed how you wasn't finna. You saw the first maybe 2 episodes. You was like, yeah, you was ready to like. It's like, yeah, I'm finna head out. But I'm glad that you decided to stick with it. So, yeah, So we'll see. We'll see what goes on in season 3. I'm sorry. Like I said, I apologize if the chick's name is Erica. She fine though, so we can't.
Is she? Is she fine? She's right into the corner inside, which makes you actually very ugly. So.
I'm sorry. That's just me being a guy. I mean, she fine. All the women on the show are fine. All the women on the show
as good
are
as
fine.
Viv.
Yeah, I know. And the whole story about what happened was like, ew. When we got the background, I was like, oh, that was kind of yeah, it was not a good look, but you know what? We shall see. Phil, I believe in you, my boy. I know you ain't for the ball.
You believe in him?
I know you ain't. Prove Erica wrong, man. Don't fold, bro. Don't fold. All right, man.
I
Good
can't.
night,
And we're going to end on that. That's the perfect way to end. Thank you, Kofi. Thank y'all for joining us tonight. If you're watching this on the replay, be sure to check out the replay live. I really enjoyed this conversation, and thank you to Lawrence and Kofi for coming in and being low-key co-host this whole damn time. We had a really dope conversation. Bel-Air seems to bring out a lot of talk between the sexes, and is much needed.
Yeah. Crazy. I know. I mean, we dive into some real world stuff here. Like I'm surprised that it gets. I'm not saying it gets heated, but when I be reading, like, I'm surprised. Like, we get like, dang, men see this one way and women see this another way. Who would have thought? Oh wow.
Yeah.
But all right.
Exactly. Well, thank you, Kofi. Get some rest. We will be going live to talk about Power. You watching Power?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I think we're going live to talk about Power on Saturday.
All right. I probably got some things that I got to take care of, but I'll probably tune in and just listen. Because I know episode 7,
it's going to be crazy.
It's about to go down.
It's